it's Christina, also known as iTendToWingIt, and I am back again. I've been out for a while. I was sick. I had like a head cold type of thing going on, and it lasted for about a week and a half, and I just was not in the mood to do any type of videos, tutorials, or anything of that nature. But I am back, and I am back with a vengeance. And today's tutorial is this fall inspired tutorial, and what it is based off of is my best friend, who I have known since second grade, Michelle. Hello. She asked me to do a tutorial using the Wet n Wild palette Smoke and Melrose, I believe it's called. And I went to so many Walmarts, so many Walgreens. There's only one CVS in my area that sells Wet n Wild, and they didn't even sell it there, period. And then I finally found a Walgreens that sold that specific palette, and I found the display, and every single palette in that limited edition display had one or two left, except that one. It had 0 left. So what I thought I would do was just come up with an inspired look. Looking at the colors, she sent me a picture of the palette, and I kind of just tried to mimic those colors. I did, when you watch the tutorial coming up, I did name which ones I was using, because I think they have like base, crease, definer, eyelid, etc., etc. So when I did the tutorial, I'm just naming which one I'm trying to mimic off of, if that makes sense. But this is the look, and it is fall inspired. So if you like it and you want to learn how to do it or see how I did it, just keep on watching. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a base, and that's just going to help the colors stand out a little bit more. And I already primed my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I just put that all over the lid, all the way up to my brow bone. That's just the base of it. And then I'm just going to add this, which is the Color Tattoo 24-Hour and Pomegranate Punk. And it is just a pomegranate or cranberry color. And I'm just going to put that on my finger, and that's going to go on my eyelid there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that on the tip of my finger, and I'm just going to brush that along my bottom lash line about 3/4 of the way in. So it should look something like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put on the lid base, or I'm sorry, shadow. And I'm going to take a brush that looks like that. And this is from Coastal Scents. It's the BRCN02. And I am taking this NYX single shadow, and it is in Addiction. It's a cranberry color. This is what it looks like. Just basic cranberry satin finish. And that is going to go on my lid. I'm just going to pat it on. Then I'm going to take the edge of the brush and dab that into Addiction, and I'm going to run that along the bottom lash line where we put that base at. Next shadow I'm going to use, and I'm going to use that on my fluffy brush, is and by the way, that on that Wet n Wild palette, that was for the one labeled Definer on the palette. And then the next color I'm going to go in is the one that's similar to the one that says Eyelid on that palette, and the color that I'm using that looks close to that is Unattainable, and that's this one right here, and that's in my Lorac Unzipped palette. That's just the color that I could find that looked closer to that, and that's going to be a transition color. So I'm just going to be placing that right between, I'm sorry, where the cranberry color ends, which again on that palette is the definer color. I'm going to clean the brush off on my handy dandy rag that I keep with me, and I'm going in with a gold color, and on the palette, I'm just looking at a picture here. I'm going to use the one that's not actually use it, but this one right here, it's the crease color in the palette, and I'm using Undiscovered, which is also in the Lorac palette, and that's kind of looks similar to the one in the photo, and that's going to go right above where I just placed that last shadow, but kind of just stay away from the brow bone a little bit, and just use windshield wiper motions. Then I'm going to take that same color and just a little paddle brush, a detailed paddle brush. I'm going to go back in with Undiscovered, which again is that crease color in that palette, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. Now for the brow bone, I'm going to take just a white matte shadow, and in this palette it says Base, and that is going to be my brow bone highlight. Next step is I'm going to be taking a black eyeliner. I'm using Smashbox Limitless Eyeliner in Onyx. It's just a black liner, and that's going to go on my waterline and my top waterline. The next step is to get this smoky eye effect using a eyeliner or a gel liner that is smudgeable. As you can see, this one, it's the Milani Liquid Eye, and this stuff is very smudgeable. It's hard to explain. It's just very pliable, I guess you would say. And so what I like to do is just line the top lash line, and then I take this little angled brush that looks like this, and I'm going to smudge it out. But don't smudge it out too high. And then I'm going to have some product left from smudging the liner. So what I'm going to do is kind of like a wing liner. I'm just going to take the angled brush and start here at the corner of my eye and just lightly make a line. It's going to be very faint, and then I'm going to pull it in. Then I'm going to take a shadow to smudge that out even more, and you want to use like a dark chocolate brown. You don't want to use black, but just like a dark chocolate brown, or even a little bit lighter than that. And I'm using Untamed, and that is in my Lorac Unzipped palette, and I'm going to use that same angled brush, and I am just going to smudge that out where that liner was placed. That's going to help set the liner and also make it not as harsh and smoke that out even more. Right. Now I did get a little bit of fallout, and I'm just going to take my fan brush and clean that up. Then the mascara I'm using is Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. You can use whatever mascara that you want. The next step I'm going to be taking is my false faux lashes, and I'm using the Eylure London Texture number 117. This is what the packaging looks like. This is what the lash looks like, and you can just use whatever lashes you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, whatever you like to use, you use it. But I'm going to do that off camera because it takes forever. and I will be right back. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I've already contoured my face, and I'm going to do my blush next. So I'm going to use this Tarte blush, and it is in Classic, and that is what the color looks like. And I am just going to take a blush brush, and I'm going to put that on the apples of my cheeks. And I'm blind as a bat, so I have to use a mirror that is closer. I really love these Tarte blushes. I got that holiday set. I missed out on them last year. And so as soon as they posted on Ulta, I snagged them mofos up. Alright, I'm going to highlight with my MAC Soft and Gentle. And then the lipstick I'm going to be using is, I finally got my hands on the Maybelline matte lipsticks, and I'm using Divine Wine. Looks like that. And shockingly, I'm going to skip the gloss today because this is a matte lipstick and I want to keep it matte. Alright, so that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and then also make sure you subscribe in this corner over here if you'd like to see more of my videos. I have a lot more fall inspired tutorials coming up for everybody. And if you have any suggestions, just let me know down below or send me a quick message. I'm always up for suggestions. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!